Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another 10 pens currently inked up for this week. So I think let's just go through these briefly and then we'll go through them in a little bit more detail and then we'll do a writing sample. So from left to right we have the Visconti Istos Arachnus, the Visconti Belgica, the Visconti Ecstasy Dowd, the Visconti Kalido Voyager in the forest green, the Visconti Kalido Voyager in the yellow dawn, a Pelikan M1000 Radon Starlight, an Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra Arco Verde, an Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra Arco Brown, an Armando Simone Club Bologna, and this is the extra in the wild side. And then last but not least we have the Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra Black and Gold Lucians. So let's look at these pens in a little bit more detail. This is the stunning Visconti Istos Arachnus, and I'm not really into spiders, to be quite honest. I actually despise spiders. I don't like spiders, and I'm really just don't know what actually urged me to pick up this pen when I did, but I do like it, and I think it doesn't scare me that it has a spider on the pen, even though normal spiders are I tend to sort of not like, but this is a really beautiful pen. So this is a Visconti Istos Arachnus. Now this has a 23 carat palladium nib on there, and that's a Dream Touch nib, and this came with a medium nib. So it's a Power Vac filler, and it's a double reservoir, and it's just a pen that I like writing with. I do like the Power Vac fillers, and I think that's what sort of really made me go for this pen more. But also that it has this overlay on. And I do like some of the silver and gold overlays that Visconti do. However, this one is actually painted bright white. And then obviously the spider there is painted in black. But for me, this is a pen that is different, and it's different than a lot of pens out there on the market. So this was a pen that I added a couple of years ago, I think, to my collection, and it's a pen that I have loved writing with. So it's a pen that I just have always kept in my collection. It's not a pen that I've gone to sell, but it's quite a unique pen. So for me, I do like unique pens, and I'm glad that I picked this up when I did. And then we have the Visconti Belgica, and this is to signify Belgium, a sovereign state coming of age, and it's number 25 of 175 pens. So there really is only 175 of these made. You can see Belgica there. You can see the crown and the lion crest there. It's just an exquisite pen. And as I said, I do like these gold and silver overlays. The beauty with this one is that it comes with an 18 karat gold nib, which is just a little bit frosted over there. But you can see that is quite a nice nib. It's a broad nib. And to be honest, I didn't think I would ever go for a broad nib on a Visconti, but when I got this, I was a little bit disappointed initially because this was a broad nib. I didn't know what nib it was, but to be honest, I do love how it writes. It's also a Power Vac and a double reservoir as well, and I do love these Power Vacs and double reservoirs. So for me, this really is a stunning pen, and I got it for a very, very good price. So that was from a private collector that was selling it on eBay, and I managed to snap it up for a very good price. And then we have the Visconti Ecstasy Dowd, or Dude. I still call it Dowd, and I know that's not the right pronunciation, but I still find it very difficult to pronounce it Dude, or Oud, but it's a stunning pen. And this is a pen that is not a cheap pen. I got it for a cracking price, and this was at auction. And sometimes you can get some really, really good prices at auction. So for me, this didn't come with a Visconti box, but for me, this is really a beautiful pen. And it comes with a 23 carat palladium nib there. It's a medium nib. And you could probably see here some of that black lucite material there has got some gold dust in it. But it's a really lovely pen, and it's a pen that I have been writing with again this week. Been trying to get back to my roots in writing with some of my older pens again, because I think historically we tend to write with our newer pens more, at least I do, and I wanted to really go back to my roots and start writing with some of my older pens more. So it's just something that typically I always do. I get new pens and I write with them more, and almost discard some of the older pens, which I know is wrong, but I just wanted to start writing with some of them again. And then we have a couple of Visconti Voyagers. These are specifically the Calido Voyagers, and this is in the forest green. This comes with the old Visconti clip, the Kill clip, from the sort of like 1980s, 1990s. It's a cartridge converter pen, but that Calido, I always like this Calido sort of swirl pattern, and for me that really is good. So it is a cartridge converter, as I mentioned, but it does come with these cracking Visconti nibs. And you can see there that's an old Visconti nib, and that's a fine nib, and that really, I do like these. It's an 18 karat gold nib, but it writes quite nicely. It's not a fire hose though. It's not like a typical Visconti has been in the last decade, which tend to write more like a fire hose nib or wet nib. And then we have this Calido Voyager as well, and from Visconti, and this is the Yellow Dawn. And again, this is a material that I really do like. I love the orange on it. I love the sort of depth here and the chatoyance going on in this orange. It really, really is a lovely pattern. And again, this one has an 18 karat gold, and this is a medium nib on this one, but this is really, really lovely. And again, it's a cartridge converter, and more lately I've been going back to cartridge converters because they're very easy to clean. And okay, they may not actually hold a lot of ink, but you can use something like a Penultimate pen filler to fill a cartridge converter pen up. For me, you can fill it up on the go without any problem, without having to take a sample vial or a glass bottle with you. So for me, it's really nice actually filling some of these cartridge converters back up in that fashion. And then we have this Pelikan M1000, and this is the Raden Starlight, and this is just a superb looking pen. So glad that I was able to pick this one up. I've been lusting after this for a couple of years, and I don't know, actually typically some of my Grail of Grail pens are pens that I've lusted after for at least a year or two, and I've not been able to pick up. But this one, you can just see there that gold dust, and the Raden is just beautiful. So I have this pen inked up with me again today or this week, and these nibs are a little bit frosted because it's a little bit cold here, but you can see there that that's a lovely medium number 8 size Pelikan M1000 nib. But you can see there, size of my hand, this actually works quite well. So this is a beautiful pen, and it's a pen that I do love writing with. So I have that one inked up this week. If you've seen some of my previous videos, you know that I love my Bolognas, or should I say Bologna Extras, because technically they're not Bolognas, and they're ASC pens. So this is the Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra Arco Verde, and this is number 122 there that you can see. but this is a cracking material. I really do love Arco material, and it's strange how your taste changed, because I remember a couple of people showing me this material, more the Arco Brown material, probably about 3 years ago, and I said, no, I just don't like the look of that. It's a little bit, I don't know, I think I used the term gaudy or something silly, and I don't know, it's just a material now that I've fallen in love with, and I guess knowing that I can get them easily, or I have been able to get them somewhat easily, not absolutely easily, but this is the Bologna Extra, and you can see there it's a number 8 size ASC nib, massive feed, juicy wet nib, and this is just a really nice pen to write with. I do love how wet these pens write. So that's with the 18 karat gold Magic Flex nib, and then I also have the Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra Arco Brown, and this again is just a stunning pen. It's a beautiful Arco Brown colour there, and it's just absolutely lovely. It's this is number 202. You can probably see there. But again, this comes with the Armando Simone Club Magic Flex nib, and it's an 18 karat gold nib. Now, you can't get these in any other nib sizes. They typically are just a medium nib, and I say medium loosely. It's a medium nib that actually writes a little bit more like a broad nib. And I've seen some people comment that it's a fine nib, and I don't know. I think it's more of a medium to a broad nib personally. And then I have this one inked up, and this is the Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra, and this is the Wild Side. There's a couple versions of this. There's the Wild Side, which is this one, and then there's a Dark Side, which basically is the same, but instead of a silver coloured trim, it's more of a ruthenium or black coloured trim, hence the name Dark Side. So this is the Wild Side version, and again this has the ASC, and it's a, wipe that nib off a little bit there, it's a Magic Flex 18 karat gold nib, and again a medium nib that writes more like a broad. It's very wet, very juicy, but it's just a beautiful nib to write with. So for me, that's another pen that I have inked up this week. And then a pen I think I've had inked up almost since I've purchased it, is this one, which is again the Armando Simone Club, but it's the black and gold Lucians, and for me this is just a beautiful pen. You can see there it's very transparent in parts, and this really is a beautiful pen. Now technically it's called the black Lucians, I call it the black and gold Lucians, and I've seen other people calling it the black and gold Lucians, because it is a lot of gold or honey colour in there. So for me, this is a lovely pen, and it's a pen that I've just been writing with a lot. So if I unscrew the cap there, you'll again see it's an 18 karat gold Magic Flex nib, but these just are beautiful to write with, and you can see there that in the sides of my hand, these are big pens. They're not small, but I just love them, and I love them because of the size, I love them because of the weight, and I love them because really of how wet they write. So for me, they are just beautiful writing pens. So I think with that, let's go and do a writing sample. So the first pen is the Visconti Istos Arachnus. So let's do an ink swatch. And this is a medium nib, but you can see it's not a super fire hose wetness of a nib, but it's just about wet. So for me, this is a good pen. So this is the Visconti Istos, and it's the Arachnus, and it is a medium 23 karat palladium nib, and the ink in here is Akamon, and it's Dutch Masters, and it's Vermeers, and it's Cobalt Blur. But that's a nice ink. I don't normally do blue-black, but for me, I thought I'd give that a try again. And then we have the Visconti Belgica. So we'll do an ink swatch on this. Now, this is a broad nib, and it's a very, very wet broad nib. So it's the Visconti Belgica, and it is a broad 18 karat gold nib, and then the ink in here is Akamon, and it's Dutch Masters, and it's Cerulean Blur Van Vermeer, and it's an ink that I like a lot more than the previous ink. I just like that ink. It's more of a blue ink for me, and I tend to not do blue-black that often. And then we have the Visconti Ecstasy d'Oud, or d'Oud. So we'll do an ink swatch. And you can see here that this is also quite a wet writing pen. So this is the Visconti Ecstasy d'Oud, and it's a medium 23 karat palladium nib, and then the ink in here is Diamine Majestic Purple, and that for me is a beautiful ink. It's an ink that I do like a lot. One of my favourite purple inks out there. And then the next pen is the Visconti Kaleido Voyager Forest Green. So we'll do an ink swatch. And this is a fine nib, but just double checking that. So it's the Visconti Kaleido Voyager Forest Green, and it's a fine, and this is the 14 karat, I think. Yes, 14 karat gold nib, and then the ink in here is Diamine Marine, and that's a lovely really tealy coloured ink that I have become fond of quite a bit. And then we have the Visconti Kaleido Voyager, and this is the Yellow Dawn version. So we'll do an ink swatch. And this is a lovely orange ink. So it's the Visconti, and again, Kaleido Voyager, and this is the Yellow Dawn, and this is a medium 14 karat gold nib, and then the ink in here is a lovely Sailor Gentle Apricot, or apricot depending on how you say it. But that is a beautiful orange ink, and it's an orange ink that I always keep coming back to. It's just a very vibrant poppy orange. And then the next pen is a Pelikan M1000, and this is the Varden Starlight. So let's do an ink swatch. You'll see here that these Pelikan nibs, it's a medium nib, but it writes so broad and wet. it's another reason why I like Pelikan M1000s. So this is the Pelikan M1000, and it's the Raden Starlight, and it's a medium 18 karat gold nib. And then the ink in here is Franklin Christoph Spanish blue, and that's a blue ink that I love a lot. I like it a lot. I think I bought about 5 bottles of it because I was penabled or ink enabled into the first bottle, and then I decided that because Franklin Christoph is a little bit more difficult to get ink-wise into the UK, I decided that I would actually buy more bottles. So I bought, I think it was 5 bottles of ink. And then the next pen is the Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra Arco Verde. So we'll do an ink swatch, and you'll see here that these are very, very wet nibs. You can see, look at just how wet this is. It's just a fire hose of a nib. So this is the ASC Bologna Extra Arco Verde, and in theory it's a medium 18 karat gold nib, and the ink in here is Akamon, and it's Bezuidenwood Gron, and that is one of my favourite green inks. It's an ink that I do like a lot in my collection. And then the next pen is the Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra Arco Brown. Let's do an ink swatch. So again, these are quite wet nibs. You can see there that this is quite a fire hose of a nib. So it's an ASC Bologna, and it's the Extra, and it's the Arco Brown, and it's a medium 18 karat gold nib, and it's inked up with Akamon SBRE Brown. And then the next pen we have is again another Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra, and this is the Wild Side. So we'll do an ink swatch, and you can see here that again these ASCs are very, very wet writing nibs. So this is the ASC Bologna Extra, and this is the Wild Side, and again it's a medium 18 karat gold nib, and then the ink in here is Akamon, and it is Deneweg Gron. And there was a green ink that I didn't necessarily like to start with. I think because my favourite was the Bezuidenwood Gron, but it's a green that I have now started to like more of. And then last but not least, another Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra, and this is the black and gold Luchance. So we'll do another ink swatch here, and again these are quite wet writing nibs, these Magic Flex nibs. So this is an ASC Bologna, and it's the Extra, and it's the black. I'm going to do and gold Luchance, otherwise I'm going to run out of space. It's a medium 18 karat gold nib, And then the ink in here is KWZ Honey. And that's actually a pen or an ink that is actually getting a little bit low, so I'll probably clean that one out shortly and give that a bit of a rest. So we'll just go through the pens inked up one more time. We have a Visconti Istos Arachnus with a medium 23 carat palladium nib, inked up with Akamon Dutch Masters Vermeer's Cobalt Bleu. We have a Visconti Belgica in a broad 18 carat gold nib, inked up with Akamon Dutch Masters Cerulean Bleu van Vermeer. We have a Visconti Ecstasy d'Aude in a medium 23 carat palladium nib, inked up with Diamine Majestic Purple. We have a Visconti Kalido Voyager in the forest green with a fine 14 carat gold nib, inked up with Diamine Marine. We have a Visconti Kalido Voyager Yellow Dawn in a medium 14 carat gold nib, inked up with Sailor Gentle Apricot. We have a Pelikan M1000 Radon Starlight with a medium 18 carat gold nib, inked up with Franklin Christoph Spanish Blue. We have an Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra Arco Verde in a medium 18 carat gold nib, inked up with Akamon Bazoodan Woodgrown. We have an Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra Arco Brown in a medium 18 carat gold nib, inked up with Akamon SBRE Brown. We have an Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra Wildside. We have an Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra Wildside in a medium 18 carat gold nib, inked up with Akamon Denoa Gron. And last but not least, we have an Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra, and this is a black and gold Lucians in a medium 18 carat gold nib, inked up with KWZ Honey. So there you have it, that's my currently inked pens for this week. Thanks for watching, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.